happening with that recording device? Yeah, it needs to be shut off. For the purposes of a record, video recording is not allowed in a courtroom. No. Mr. Barnes, we don't have time to do this today. Mr. Barnes, please turn that recording off.
You have to come in, and the administrative attorney and the hearing officer have to approve him coming in.
So I would bring your own phone in there and record everything.
Okay.
So they're denying press. Let's put it up here.
Yeah.
They're denying press access to a hearing.
I can't say.
A public administrative hearing.
I think at this point, Steve needs to come in, and they can speak with Steve, and then we can.
Here, carry this in there with you.
Okay.
Solution.
Yeah.
So let me make sure this is going here. Okay, that's recording, and that's recording. There you go.
Super.
And here, do you want me to set up the tripod?
Yes.
There's a solution to the problem. Here you go, Steve.
Thank you. So, well, can I have Drew just stay there for a second?
I'll let you know.
What, is this the right spot, Drew? Drew, do I have it aimed the right way?
This one catches everything.
So do it.
What's happening with that recording device?
They're recording.
Is it on or off?
It is on currently, yes. Do you want to shut off?
They have to turn it off or confiscate.
Yeah, it needs to be shut off.
Okay.
Why is that?
Because you're in a courtroom and video recording is not allowed in a courtroom.
Aren't you recording it as well?
Audio,
Not video?
for the purposes of a record for the case.
Well,
Which you will have a right to
Can I ask you
obtain.
a-
Yes, and you'll have a right to obtain it.
okay, so look, with all due respect, right? You know,
Mr. Barnes, we don't have time to do this today.
well, you know, it's cost me about $200,000. So I'd like to at least have a few minutes to say a few things. And we're a very
Yes,
successful
that
business.
you're allowed to say everything.
Of
Yeah.
course, you're entitled to address the judge. Absolutely.
Right. But I'm saying, look, you should be after truth and justice. So all that's going to do is record.
Before we go ahead, Adam, is that recording off?
Mr. Barnes, please turn that recording off until the judge will allow you, if she will, but please turn it off before you get a ruling from her.
I don't know how to turn it off. It's not mine.
Put it outside.
Okay, then
You know
let's
how to
take
do
it
it?
out of the room.
Just so you know, they're denying us to be able to film this.
Okay,
They're den-
we're just gonna get to the point where they're gonna make a ruling about filming and recording. So, Steve, if you just wanna have a seat. Right?
Oh, hang on a second. Revised statute 241.020. You're in violation. You're in violation 241.200. We have a statute. You're violating by not allowing the unit.
Drew, so they're saying that we could do this, but we have to request 3 days in advance.
No, even with the courts.
Yeah.
Even with the courts are 1 day, and they don't have any regulation with regards to recording public meetings.
He's saying that's not true.
No, leave that outside.
No, I keep this with me everywhere.
Please take the recording out.
Nevada Revised Statute 241.020. So you're denying Nevada Revised Statute 241.020. It says all meetings are open to the public unless there's a specific statute or reason they're not. So Revised Statute 241.020 says all meetings are open to the public. And you're saying that statute doesn't matter? What statute are you relying on to close this meeting to the public? What law, what administrative code are you citing to close this public meeting?
Guys, please, the judge has denied the request to record the meeting video. Please take it out.
So under threat of arrest,
Personal, gentlemen.
hang on. Under threat of arrest, are you removing me from the meeting?
I'm removing the camera.
No,
I am removing the camera.
under threat of arrest,
I'm not gonna arrest you.
then I'm not leaving.
Well,
Tell me under threat of arrest, unless I leave, I will.
you're not gonna be arrested. What I'm telling you is, they're making a ruling. I'm gonna stand by that ruling, okay?
Well, their ruling is an administrative ruling. They're not a court.
I understand that.
So what statute, what administrative code are we operating under to close a public meeting?
That is not for me to answer.
You're going to remove the press because I'm operating as press. I'm disseminating with the intent to publish. What statute, what law are we closing and denying press access?
I'm waiting for instructions here to move ahead. Go ahead.
Under Nevada Supreme Court rules on electronic coverage of court proceedings, Rule 229-246 inclusive, a media request must be made at least 24 hours before the applicable hearing commences.
That's under
We have had no request in front of us. We have had no request in front of us. It is being denied as of today.
But this is not a court. This is a
Request. We will find time for you to have this done tomorrow.
so
It is an impasse.
so you're going off of the court rules, not the administrative hearing rules, which are different rules. Right now, we're operating under revised statutes and administrative codes because this is an administrative hearing, not a court. This is not a court.
Is rendering a decision.
So you're denying press access. So I just want to be very clear. I will file a federal claim and a state claim. The state claim will be based on Mack versus Williams, and I will bring all of us into court. Currently, I only have 4 lawsuits going against government entities and their employees. I want to be very clear. I will hold government accountable. You guys all started this when you let Dave Gravel seize my papers. Again, my question to you is, what reasonable suspicion do you have to pull my paperwork?
DMV contacted me because I'm the lien sale.
So DMV contacted you. What law are they enforcing?
So, you know, I'm not going to.
No, Dave, this,
Okay.
now this goes a lot bigger because you don't know about all the other emails.
Okay. So, at any rate, so
if you want to write me a citation, write a citation.
was
I
this
think what
car
you're
sold
doing-
at auction?
I think what you're doing is illegal.
Okay.
I think you are breaking the law.
Okay. You know what, Drew? This invoice raises many more questions beyond the DMV illegal lien sale that is taking place.
Right, but-
If you want me to come into your records
But you
based on what else I'm seeing here,
So
I
you're
will
going
do
to
that.
conduct more illegal investigation
No,
because you're doing this illegal.
no. You can talk to me about this, or you don't have to, Drew.
Well,
I'm going to handle my piece of it one way.
Okay,
I
well-
can tell you what my concerns are with this, and we can try to address that on the NTA stuff.
my concern.
Or you can play Mr. Lawyer, talk about
Well, here,
stop and frisk constitutional law all you
well,
want,
no,
that this has nothing to do.
My issue
Okay?
is, no, all of this is so you're saying this law is more important than the Constitution. That's my
Okay.
issue.
Do you want to talk to me about this or not? Are you charging category C first day storage again?
Well, if you want to write me a ticket, and I'll
Okay.
answer those questions,
You
okay?
got it. You got it.
Okay, but you also may lose your qualified immunity.
Okay.
Just so you
Goodbye.
know, there's a lot more.
I will be by to your yard and I'm going to pull more records.
Okay.
You've opened Pandora's box.
My
Have a
paper.
nice day.
I'm saying, I'm continuing what I'm doing of holding government accountable. You don't want to be accountable. You don't want to be public. You want to hide everything behind closed doors. If that's what you want to do, we'll bring it into the courts. Okay.
Where you?
Are we off the record then? Okay. Drew, I'm gonna just ask you to step outside for right now. Please, thank you.
Let me know if you want me back in, but this is,
I'd like you to stay.
Well, right now, he's gonna step out. I don't know what they're doing, but right now, I just
Okay.
need you to step out.
I'm doing this under duress.
Okay.
I believe my constitutional rights, Mr. Barnes' constitutional rights, are being violated. So you all took an oath to uphold the Constitution, correct?
I'm not gonna even argue any of this.
Well, because you
I'm saying
can't.
for Right now.
Right
I'm gonna
now,
step out.
You're violating the Constitution of the United States of America.
You had said
And-
he's not even going to leave unless you arrest him.
No,
What I said is under threat of arrest, I will leave because that gives me standing in court.
just, Drew, please, just step out.
Just like I'm suing Washoe County, just like I'm suing the state of Nevada, just like I'm suing Carson City. I don't want to, but don't force me to uphold my constitutional rights, and there's no need to even consider it. This is a static device that does nothing other than sit there and exist as people are talking and communicating. All it does is it keeps a record, just like the government is required to keep a record, but the government doesn't have control of the record. And that's the issue that the government doesn't want.
And as we said before, if all everybody's interested, the government should only be interested in truth and justice. That's it. That's it. So you should never have anything to hide. We're trying to defend our constitutional rights and where we're right. So we do not understand why you would be afraid of truth and justice.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Adam?
Yes. Yes.
Your Honor.
Politics, but something many in the South Asian and Indian community find inspiring.
It is some you look up to, number one, and two is this is the possibilities and the need for having representation.
And the next fight.
Okay. The state objects to any recording because one is the person, I don't know who is there, I cannot see the person who is recording, but they don't have any standing, they are not the respondents, they shouldn't even be here. So I, and that, by that issue, I'd like to make an objection for anything being recorded. And that said, Your Honor, if this interference continues, I would like for this to be, I would make a motion to continue the hearing to allow the respondents to proceed with proper channels to obtain a first recording or obtain permission to record this hearing.
And we can do that for you, and it can be
Your Honor, his citation is currently set for May 21st at 9 a.m.
okay.
That should give him enough time to actually proceed with the proper channels and proper recording request made. In addition, Your Honor, just to make the record clear, like we do with every other respondent, the state has afforded him the opportunity to engage in the settlement conference, which Mr. Bonds has refused.
Yeah.
And state is ready and prepared to proceed on his hearing. Mr. Bonds were scheduled for another citation hearing yesterday. He was afforded an opportunity to continue all matters to today. So Mr. Bonds had at least 48 hours notice to come prepared for this hearing. And Mr. Bonds, at his own volition, has requested or actually engaging in an activity that Your Honor has already ruled multiple times not to be recorded. At this point, they are continuing to be recorded despite Your Honor's ruling. So I'd like to make a record to demonstrate that the ruling has been made, which has not been, which the respondent is continually disregarding the ruling.
Okay. So we'll just continue this till May 21st.
Wednesday, 9 a.m.
Right.
I would just like to say one more thing. I don't understand when the state should only be after truth and justice. Why simply recording? You're recording. What does anybody have to hide? We don't have anything to hide. We want this open sunlight. We want everybody to see how all this happens, not behind closed doors. We're completely legal in what we do, and we'd like to prove that today. That's why we're not doing a settlement.
Well, again, we have you down for May 21st and bring this stuff.
So does the authority say that Nevada Revised Statute 241 does not apply the open meeting laws?
Your Honor, at this point, they have a date.
Yes.
They have a date. Thank you.
We are adjourned.
Thank you. Okay.
9 a.m.
The 21st at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And file whatever appropriate stuff
Yeah.
you need to have.
So I just want you to know this is not personal between you and me. I just want you to understand that.
I understand.
Or you. Okay, I just want you to understand. that.
I get where you guys.
Okay, just so you know, I just want to say briefly, I came here 30 years ago to take a startup company nationwide. I'm a math and science major, English minor, philosophy author. I'm no dummy, okay? So I have a lot of case law here. It's very, 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 very simple. I asked you if you guys had read those books. You all said you hadn't. Really, you should know those books backwards, forward, sideways, upside down. I do. I've read every page, every word, and every one of those books multiple times. And I just don't understand how you can enforce state law without understanding federal law. It makes no sense to me because you have to know federal law in order to be able to enforce state law.
Okay,
And so-
I see where you're going and I appreciate
Yeah.
it, but we're gonna handle all of this on the 21st.
Yeah.
And you can bring whatever issues up.
Yeah.
Make sure you get the appropriate paperwork to the
Okay.
people in Vegas, and Drew can be here.
Okay. So I gave you, I just want to make sure.
I will make sure that they have a
Okay,
copy of this.
So I gave you 3 copies.
Yes, we're good.
Okay, it's really easy to read. And by the way, I just want to show you, here is the book right here. So it's not that much to read. You can read the whole book, I suggest
That's
you
just
do.
the miniature of that one. I've read the big one.
Yeah, okay. Well, you said earlier, you didn't, but that's okay.
No, you showed me the CFR.
Oh, you haven't read the CFR?
No, I've read the
Okay,
CFR.
because this is even more important than all the other ones, this book. Okay, but just so you know, by the way, I think the reason why it's CFR 49, not 50, because Nevada is the only state in the nation that doesn't follow this, even though you're supposed to.
I can argue that either.
Okay.
I just say at this
No,
point,
but here's
at this point,
here's what I want to do.
we have a date and
Okay.
time.
Here's what I want to do. I want to give you this because what those are is just these handful of pages right here. They're highlighted there. They're highlighted here. Here's your book.
Okay.
Right there, please. And then here is a copy of a book that way you can tell it didn't change anything. I'd like to
Okay.
have you that. And look, gentlemen, regardless of anything, you should want to uphold the Constitution. You should, regardless of what, the state is, and that's very simple. It'll take you 5 minutes less to read it in there. It's right there. And you just send it down there because before we can discuss anything further, if you don't understand federal law, these are the issues. All right, it's pretty simple. So-
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you on the 21st at 9. Thank you, Drew.
Absolutely.
It's not personal.
Thank you.
Done. This is you and I own Lake Tahoe Service Transportation. You appreciate what I have here.
Thanks for not arresting me today.
We got better things. I didn't bring a car key.
And I really don't want more lawsuits. I really don't. I want an open government, open to the public, for public dissemination so the public can see what's going on.
Okay. The interesting thing is
Very simple.
they're most likely going to grant it anyway. So saying 24 hours or 3 days or the 21st, what's the difference?
Well,
What's
this is not a judicial hearing. This is an administrative hearing. This is not subject to the judicial rules. This is subject to the administrative code and the statutes. So unless I'm reading the law wrong and I'm going to go home and do a lot of research and come up with a lot of case law, I think you guys have, to be blunt, fucked up. Or not you guys, let me be specific. I think those attorneys you got have fucked up.
I can't speak on behalf of that. I just know we're going to see you back on the 21st.
Are you hungry? Can I buy you lunch? No, I mean, we're friendly adversaries, and again, I hope you take the time to read that because at least you'll know where we're coming from. Because I went through hundreds and hundreds of hours of research to come up with this, and here it is right here for open closed book. It's there and then there. It just takes you just a couple of minutes to read it. You can ignore it, you can disagree with it, but at least I hope you take the time.
And a really cool thing you can do with it now is you can upload all of it into AI and ask it really simple questions, and it'll go back and tell you exactly what you're doing wrong or right. AI is a very cool thing.
Cool.
We've done that, by the way. We've done it. And that's how we also know. You do remember we had Jenny Heisel out here, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
She's a very nice lady.
Yeah, and very, very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable. And she said that Nevada is the only state in the nation that doesn't follow CFR 49 and all of this. And no wonder you have problems. The only one. The only one. And remember, if you pick up at the airport and you take somebody to Edgewood, it's already on the ground. That is point to point. There's pre-booked, pre-arranged transportation. That is not. That is interstate transportation. It's about as simple as you can get. And just remember one last thing. Nevada lost the Brown crew car case. They lost it. Okay, for 15 years you adhered to it. Then for some reason you decided, we're not going to do that anymore. No material fact, nothing that changed. You just said, we don't want to do it anymore. You don't get a right to do that.
I can't speak. I've never heard the ruling, but
But anyway, at least do me a favor.
We'll take a look at
I
that.
hope you guys at least do that. Okay,
Please.
Thank you so much. And again, I'm going to make it clear. I have no problem with you personally,
Thank you.
nor you. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Let's have a
But I'll see each other, get a happy retirement.
Yeah, exactly. All right. See you. Yeah.
See you guys later.
Take care, guys.
Oh, I told Kimberly earlier, she withdrew. It's done.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I'm just trying to solve problems. I fired my office, fired almost all my guys, rehiring everybody, and I talked to him about what I plan on doing. I'm tired. I'd much rather do
I
this.
thought your son was taking over.
I'd much rather do this.
And I'd much rather get back to writing my Christian books
And
and autograph them for
here's really what it comes down to. I've been managing people for decades. People have been stealing from me for decades, whether it's the employees or, for example, the other day I impounded a vehicle, and the other night some people came in and removed all the wheels and the tires. And I call Reno PD and they're too busy to deal with that. But I'm responsible for all this money and paying everybody and keeping everybody, but everybody keeps stealing from me. And on top of that, I don't know where the rules and the regulations anymore because they're constantly changing. I've memorized just about 706. You've dealt with me.
Yeah. And
I try to follow the rules, adhere to the rules, but our current system of government doesn't allow me to follow the rules because the rules are always changing.
By the way, let me throw this in parenthetically, and we'll let you go, I promise. Eddie Cote, the informant, okay, he is a car thief, he's a drug user, and the reason why he's no longer with me is because he would not go down and take a drug test, okay? So what happens, he stole 2 cars, you know that, right? And guess what the RPD does? They don't give a shit. They call it embezzlement. The insurance company just paid out $100,000 plus $150,000 in claim money, and RPD doesn't give a damn. They don't give a damn. They won't arrest him, won't do anything. Say, well, if you didn't know him, it's different. So guess what? If I want to steal your car, there's not shit you can do about it because we know each other. So you better hope your car is stolen by somebody you don't know. Then it's grand theft auto. If you know the person, I'm serious. I'm serious. You think I'm joking? Even like a rental car hurts. Because you know the people it hurts the same damn way. They don't take it seriously. It's like, wait a minute, why the hell do we even have law enforcement?
Get a picture of Don.
Don't you think grand theft auto is a big deal? I mean, I'm almost $200,000 in